From stuttering to public speaking. From stuttering to public speaking, Paul Noor.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and friends, my name is Paul Noor, and I have a speech disorder. I have been struggling with my severe stuttering since I was 3 years old. I received stuttering therapy from numerous places. No improvement, because there is no cure for my level of stuttering. I remember when I was in high school, my stuttering was so out of control that finishing a simple sentence was a major challenge. But I didn't lose hope. I finished high school. I then attended college, and I received a bachelor's and a master's degree in civil engineering. Since my goal was to become a college professor, I started a PhD program. And I was hopeful, while I was working on my PhD courses, I could find a cure for my stuttering so I could teach. In the first 2 years, I worked myself to the bone, and I finished all of my PhD courses. Unfortunately, at that time, my stuttering became so severe that learning sign language seemed to be the best option for me to communicate. And my dream of becoming a college professor was completely shattered. Obviously, no university would hire me to teach. With my severe stuttering at that time, I could have kept the whole class stuck on the first chapter of the book. I left my dream and I found a job as a civil engineer. About 25 years ago, I read a story that inspired me so much. The story was about Michelangelo and how he created his masterpiece, the Statue of David. As the story goes, there was a big chunk of marble left on the side of the street, and no one was paying attention to it. It was covered with dirt and trash. One day, as Michelangelo walking on that street, he saw David inside that chunk of marble. He took that piece to his shop, grabbed a chisel and a hammer, and then started uncovering the masterpiece with it. The story of David and how it was created from that leftover and unwanted chunk of marble inspired me so much that I was willing to pay any price to give life to my dream of overcoming my stuttering and to be able to speak in front of people. The only thing I had to do was to uncover the masterpiece within, to uncover the David inside me. Shortly after, I enrolled in a 3 weeks of intensive stuttering therapy, and they asked me to go to stuttering camp in the state of Washington. I said, going where? Stuttering camp? I've never heard of that before. What am I supposed to do in a stuttering camp? Fishing the whole day? Actually, the first week in stuttering camp was very interesting. Our instructors wanted us to step out of our comfort zone, go to the public, and introduce ourselves with our severe stuttering, something that we have been hiding for all our lives. On top of that, they wanted us to be humorous about it, joke about it, laugh at it. I said, I will never do that. You should know that stuttering is a species disorder, and it's not a funny matter. I am not stepping out of my comfort zone. Instead, I'm stepping out of this camp. It seemed to me stepping out of my comfort zone was more painful than stuttering itself. As I was contemplating to leave the camp, I said, if I go home, I will go back to my comfort zone. And for the rest of my life, I have to live like a leftover chunk of marble. And that was not the life that I wanted to live. So I decided to stay in the program. After 3 weeks of intensive stuttering therapy, I was able to speak like this. My name is Paul Noor. Very basic and just to survive. And even talking like that needed a tremendous amount of mental energy, focus, and a lifetime practice. And there was no guarantee that I would be able to keep my fluency, even at that basic level. But I was so excited that at least I took the first step out of my comfort zone toward uncovering the masterpiece within me. Since my goal was to become a public speaker, I joined the Toastmasters Club so I could learn the art of public speaking. As soon as the members of that club heard me stuttering, they took me under their wing. In the first year, I worked very hard, and to everyone's surprise, I even won the speech contest in our club. Well, tonight, I want to make a confession. The reason that I won was because at that time, my stuttering was so severe that for a 5 to 7 minute speech, I only had to write 10 seconds of a speech. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, have you uncovered the masterpiece within you? Have you uncovered the David inside of you? Why don't you take action tonight? Why don't you take action right now by grabbing a chisel and a hammer and at least knock off the first piece of your marble? It takes dedication to uncover the masterpiece within you. But when you are done, you will stand tall and everybody will admire you like the statue of David.